Let's say you work at this pinpoint right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but live here at this pinpoint in Lindenwold, New Jersey. Might be an easy drive, right? But your car broke down, and an Uber is too expensive to take from Lindenwold all the way to Philly. So how do you get to work? Well, if this happened yesterday, you would have taken the full Patco route from Lindenwold to 15th, 16th, and Locust, and then take buses to West Philadelphia. But since this is today's problem, you got to take Patco's new extension, which goes from Lindenwold past 15th, 16th, and Locust, their old terminus, all the way to 30th Street Station. So I welcome you, Classy Whale and other viewers, to the new Patco speed line. We've all heard of the Patco speed line, which currently goes from Lindenwold, New Jersey's Lindenwold station to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's 15th, 16th, and Locust station. But as you heard from the intro, I extended the Patco speed line to go through 15th, 16th, and Locust to 30th Street Station in Philadelphia. And today we're discussing the funds, how to build it, the pros, the cons, how to help ridership, what's needed, and the map. But our first topic today is the funds, which pretty much means the cost. The whole entire Philly portion of the Patco route is underground, so it's going to stay that way until it crosses over the Schuylkill River. So that instantly bumps up the price, $50 million, just for the tunnels to be made. Then we have the tracks. This will be approximately $20 million just to go to the tracks. So we're at $70 million, but we also have to include the cost of the stations being built. One being the Schuylkill River Park, two being 22nd Street, which also connects to the SEPTA trolleys, and then the third new stop will be 30th Street Station. So we would have to get rid of one SEPTA track on the upper platform and replace it with a Patco track. So in total, that's probably about $45 million, which bumps us up to $115 million. Then we add another $5 million due to other things like advertisement on the billboards and all of that. So our total cost for the Patco extensions will be around $120 million, according to my brain. The original route cost $100 million, so $20 million difference there in a bad way. And all of this will be owned by Patco's respective owners, the Delaware River Port Authority. Funds is off the list of 6. Now we're moving on to how to build. Like I said earlier in the video, the Philadelphia portion of the route is fully underground, and that's where the extensions are going to be. So first we have to build a tunnel and close all the streets that are going to go over the tunnels for now. We also have to build stations at the Schuylkill River Park and at 22nd Street. There is a trolley station at 22nd Street, and that's around where we're going to build it, but we're going to make the Patco station right next to the trolley station, so you can just walk and it'll take a 1 minute and you'll be at the trolley station for connecting passengers. So only 3 new stations on the route. And while we build this, the Patco service from Lindenwold to 15th, 16th, and Locust will still be in service, but the extensions won't, for 20 to maybe 30 years. And like I also said earlier, we're going to have to close most of the streets in the area and Schuylkill River Park for now. We're going to have to replace one of the SEPTA tracks that are on the upper platform at 30th Street Station for a Patco track. Anyways, now we're going to move on to pros and cons. I have 3 pros and 3 cons, so let's get started. Our first pro is going to be good for connecting passengers. For example, let's say you took an Acela ride from Washington to Philadelphia. You just got off the train and you want to ride more transit systems in the area. This route will connect to way more transit systems, just like the trolley route earlier mentioned. Our second pro is going to be good for more Philadelphians traveling to New Jersey. Let's say you live near one of the new stations, 22nd Street, and your family lives in South Jersey, for example, Collingswood, right? You want to visit them for the holidays coming up, and the only way to get there before was taking the charter route to 8th Market, then getting on Patco's original route from 8th Market to Collingswood. But now with this new route, you can go from 22nd Street all the way to Collingswood, just like that. Our third and last pro is going to be it would help working passengers getting to their job. Let's say you live at Westmont and you need to somehow get to your job, which is at Schuylkill River Park. Now, before this route, you wouldn't be able to get on transit to go to Schuylkill River Park, but with this new line, you can go straight from Westmont all the way to Schuylkill River Park. And now it's time for our cons. Every single creation at least has to have 5, but we're gonna have 3 just for the sake of this video. Number 1, the cost. Yes, the cost. We talked about it earlier. So our total cost for the Patco extensions will be around $120 million, according to my brain. $120 million. Anyways, moving on to our second con, need more space. Now, Philadelphia is clamped up. I'm surprised they have such a good transit system, and the only reason behind it is probably because it's such a big city, but we just need more space in like the route, because you have like 2 sharp turns, the one near Schuylkill River Park and then the one near 22nd Street Station. But that's not all. We're also cutting off a SEPTA/New Jersey Transit track that originally would have been the 30th Street Station, but now it's a Patco track. So that is exactly why we need more space. So our last con is going to be more delays expected. Now, what I noticed with trains is that the bigger the train is, the more delays there are. But for a metro system like Patco, I really don't think there's going to be that many delays as expected. I mean, I'd say the average delay is going to be about 5 minutes, since each Patco train is probably delayed a minute or 2 to each station, which is great. But you're extending the route to the busiest station in Philadelphia. So this is a big one. But we say goodbye to pros and cons, and we are officially halfway through this list. But next up is how to help ridership. Ridership means the number of passengers per year, month, week, days, or even hours. Currently, Patco has a yearly ridership of 5.5 million passengers. That is crazy, because it's just going to get bigger with this new extension going to the busiest station in Philadelphia, 30th Street Station. And the other 2 stations will be fairly busy, since one's a connection station and the other's a park station. But this is how we're actually going to help ridership. The first way to help ridership is advertisements at the pre-existing stations and the 22nd Street trolley station. This would help ridership because when people see an eye-catching advertisement and they're already at a train station, then they're more than likely going to ride that train the next time they're out traveling. So this will grow ridership a lot. The second reason is billboards about the extensions. If you've ever arrived to PHL and went over the bridge to Center City, then you would notice that there is a lot of billboards. If we fill those up with Patco's new extensions, then that would grow ridership more than any other tactic. This would help ridership so much that it might even attract 1 million riders just from those billboards. The third and final way to help ridership is advertisements at 30th Street Station that connecting passengers from Amtrak, New Jersey Transit, and SEPTA can all see. Going back to one of my pros, I said that this extension will have a lot of connecting passengers arriving to 30th Street Station. Since it's such a big Amtrak station, a lot of passengers will be getting off there and be ready to ride Patco. But if they hear about the new extensions, that's why we're going to advertise them at 30th Street Station, they're definitely going to ride them. This one is also a big one. So 3 big ways to grow ridership. We should have double the annual ridership, if not more than double. 4 down, 2 to go, and we have what's needed and map, and we're going to discuss what's needed. There are so many things needed to build a new transit system, let alone extend a transit system, and that's what we're doing here. So we're going to discuss the main topics of what's needed for this Patco extension. There are 6 main topics, and 4 of them are on this map right here. The green highlighted area is where the tracks are going to be placed, and the blue highlighted area is where the underground tunnels are going to be. The 2 yellow dots represent our 2 new stations. The bottom left one nearest to the Schuylkill River is going to be the Schuylkill River stop station, and then the more northern one is going to be the 22nd Street stop, which connects to the green trolley route. But then on the left-hand side, you see an orange highlighted area behind 30th Street station. That's going to be Patco's yard, which contains 3 tracks just for Patco. But don't forget our last 2 topics, like ticketing stand at 30th Street just for Patco, which is probably going to be near the SEPTA ticketing stand. Probably just 10 or 15 booths that you see at a Patco station. And then our last need is going to be replacing one of the SEPTA tracks at the upper platform at 30th Street station. Now, currently, there are 7 tracks in the upper level platforms at 30th Street station, but Patco could replace one of those with its electric tracks at 30th Street station. We are down to our last topic of the Patco extensions from 15th, 16th, and Locust to 30th Street station, and this is probably the most important one, the map/full route. Well, this is it. This is the Philadelphia Transit map with the new Patco line included. Let's take a closer look. The line is the original Patco line until you go past the Market Frankfurt line and past 15th, 16th, and Locust. That's where the extensions are made. You travel about a mile to the Schuylkill River and then another mile to 22nd Street, which connects to 22nd Street on the green trolley route. And then about 2 miles later, you would arrive at 30th Street station, the west terminus of the Patco line. Now, of course, this isn't actually a real Patco line, but the Lindenwood to 15th, 16th, and Locust line is. It's just the extensions that are. This is all for a Class ELO contest. Learn more in his Discord and on his channel. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.